Today on the channel, it's the end of an era. The final Jakks Classic Superstars single release series, Jakks Classic Superstars Series 28. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for a bittersweet video. For those of you guys that have followed on this journey, the journey's not over in the Jakks Classic world, but a piece of it is over. Today, we're looking at Jakks Classic Superstars Series 28, the final single card series release set that Jakks did in the Classic Superstars line. Bittersweet because it's the end, but we still, as you guys know, we still got the ring giants, the rings, the 1/100s, the exclusives, the tag teams, the 3-packs, the deluxe classics. We'll go through all of those still. But this is the main line. This is the heart and soul of the Jakks Classic Superstars line, and 28 is where it bid a fond farewell to all of us. I talk about it all the time. We've talked about it in the last few videos. I didn't see a lot of Classic Superstars at the end of the line out in the retail shelves, but I distinctly remember seeing this set on my Toys R Us shelves. And I remember when this was announced, you always had high hopes. Who's going to be in the next series? You saw the promotional images for this series and you said, ugh. But, you know, it was a lot of the same heavy hitters we've had in the past. No accessories, very low decoration, low molds. Nothing new, nothing to set the world on fire, unfortunately. But we all have to put our business hat on. We talk about this stuff a lot in the channel. Put our business hat on. Take a big step back. Think if you own Jakks, or you are a member of any company that is. Let's say you're losing the license for a product in just a few short months or weeks, in that matter. What are you going to do? Are you going to invest signing a bunch of new wrestlers, creating new head sculpts, creating new body profiles, reinventing the wheel? You're not. You're going to do it as cheap as you possibly can to get out of your contract and be done without being sued and not delivering the product you're supposed to. So I think Jakks did do the right thing for a business move. Obviously, we all would have loved out with a bang with some heavy hitters, some people we always wanted. That Dory Funk Jr. figure we all wanted. Would have been a perfect time for it. But no, they went safe, easy, and cheap. Economical. Saving money. Being a business. You can't hate on them too much. You do the same thing, and I'm sure there was some hurt feelings. There's got to be a long contract with Jakks for many years, and then they're jumping to the new shiny, bigger company, Mattel. That probably hurt Jakks' feelings a lot. They knew it was going to hurt them huge in the pocketbook. So I'm sure there wasn't warm and hugs and kisses on the way out. That's just not the way it goes. And I've been a part of a lot of those contracts in my professional working world where we signed 5, 10-year agreements. I tell you what, the negotiations on stuff like that, it's like a 2-year negotiation. Every time I go through one of those in my real world, it literally ages me 10 years. It is the craziest thing ever, so I can only imagine something like this, how that would go. But I can imagine because I've done it with other stuff very similar in my working world. But I do love this set. Well, do I love it? I don't know. I have fond memories of it. It's the final set. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget seeing it at Toys R Us, being sad that the set was over, but also a little history of my collecting, I guess. I also said, you know what? It's time for me to get out of wrestling figures. You know, it's done. It's a nice set, uniform packaging. Think back at this time, Classics was the only thing I was 100% completist on. I picked up a few Ruthless Aggressions here and there, but Classics was my only completion line. I was much younger, just a year or two out of college. When you're younger and getting out of college and trying to get a job and all that stuff, you don't have tons of disposable income sitting around. So I was very happy to, hey, I'm going to get all this money back. I'm not going to be collecting anymore. I'll enjoy what I had, and that's it. Mattel got the licenses, we all know, and I fought that. I fought that Mattel beast for maybe about a year, maybe even more than a year. But then just one day I happened to be at my local Big Lots. For some reason, I never go to Big Lots, but I happened to be in there, and I saw on clearance, $8 each. It was like the Iron Sheik, Ultimate Warrior is what did me in. I saw that. I was trying to be out of the game. I wasn't following the news. I was totally out. Just quite the 1.5-year break. And it suckered me back in. I saw those Ultimate Warriors, and when I see an Ultimate Warrior, I can't just buy one. I got to get every one they have. So I bought 3 of those Ultimate Warriors, 1 on the card, 1 to unbox, 1 for my office, and it snowballed from there. So that's where it went, and that's kind of the history there. But I did think, hey, I'm done collecting for a while. This was a time I thought I was getting out of it. I don't know if I would do the same thing now with Mattel. If Mattel lost the license, maybe in the next year, would I get out of collecting? I don't know. I guess you can only ask yourself. It's definitely a fork in the road, if you will. You could be happy with your old collection, and it's a perfect time to break and cut and run and cut bait, or you keep going. So you got to ask yourself that. And that's kind of my story of collecting around the classic superstars at the end of it, and the start of the Mattels and how that operated for me. I will note that in this set, originally earmarked to be with this set as well, was Big Van Vader, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Brian Pillman. I don't think they ever got to the prototype stages on those, but they were earmarked to be in this set. That would have been cool. I would have loved to have those guys in there. Instead, they went with a very small six person set in here, and like I said, kind of some repaints, some reuse. Basically, the cheapest way possible to make some figures, and that's the way they went. So there's a little of that. I'm going to put a poll up on my YouTube. Maybe I'll put it on my social medias too. What do we want to go to next? After this, I'll do probably the best of Jakks Classic Superstar set. We'll just knock that one out. That's another single card release. We'll probably do that next week. But after that, what do you guys want to see? Should I start the 2-packs, the 3-packs, the exclusives, deluxe classics? We'll do that, and then, once we're done with that, maybe we'll go to the next one. So let's work it there. But I guess I'll let you guys choose what we want to talk about next if it's one of those. So keep in touch with my social media. Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. And then Twitter, at SirPaul64. Look for those polls. Tell me what you want to do. And while you're doing all that, don't forget to go to belowthecollar.com, search Kyle Peterson, get yourself your very own See You Later t-shirt. Okay, there's a little bit of the business at the beginning, setting the stage for this, and now we're going to go like we always do. We're going to go figure by figure, and we're going to start it with one of my all-time favorites, that old hot rod, Roddy Piper. So here you go. So we talked about it. We set the stage, Bare Bones City. They said, okay, let's put a hot rod shirt on a guy on jeans and then use an old Roddy Piper head. I'm not 100% sure. I believe this Piper head might be from the Ring 2-pack with Hulk Hogan. It's a very similar head. If it's not that one, it is definitely the one with, I think, Jimmy Snuka in the 2-pack, which we will get to soon. But very bare bones, as most of this set is. Got the hot rod on the shirt. Doesn't even have the red cuffs on the sleeves like we're accustomed to. It's just a plain figure. It's basically a plain figure with a hot rod head that we've seen before and a hot rod paint on the shirt. That's the only difference. So there you go. Blue jeans. A little bit of wrist tape at least. At least they didn't skip out on that. But this is not the hot rod. If you can only have one hot rod in your collection, this isn't the one. This is probably, if you only have 2 or 3, this isn't the one. This is a deep cut hot rod Roddy Piper. There it is. And, of course, there's a picture on the side we're used to. And there's the back. There's the whole heavy hitter lineup down there. We'll talk about all of them. Let's see what it says about that old hot rod. Weight, 235 pounds, 6'2". Finishing move, that sleeper hold. Titles, Intercontinental Champion and World Tag Team Champion. I don't know. For me, I love the hot rod. Obviously, I'm a completionist with this series. I love hot rod, like I said, so I would pick this up even if I wasn't a completionist, but I could see this being a heavy, fast pass for a lot of you guys out there. I actually do have a loose version of this one. And there it is. The old hot rod. I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. It's a good figure for what it is. It's just not the most famous hot rod you're ever going to get. 100%. So there you have it. There is Roddy Piper, Classic Superstars, Series 28. Let's see who we got next. All right, next up in Series 28, another guy that had many a Classic Superstars figure between the 2-packs, especially exclusive 2-packs via ringside, single cards, etc. And that is Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, right here in Series 28. This one's always weird. It's an interesting Triple H. The head on this one with his hair back, it's, I believe, the exact same as the DX 2-pack ringside collectibles head. Always reminded me of kind of the Predator. I don't know why. It kind of reminds me of those bands or whatever the Predator has for hair type thing. That's what this reminds me of. It always has. I don't know why. But there it is. There's Triple H in the pack. All black. He does have knee pads. So, I mean, that was a little bit of a touch they gave. So, that was good. He's got wrist tape, but boy, no accessories, not a lot to talk about on these. And that's the continuing case of everyone in this set. Just no accessories for any of them. Triple H on the side. Triple H on that side. And there you go on the back. Well, let's read the back here. Triple H, 255 pounds, 6'4", finishing move, the pedigree, titles, WWE Champion, WWE Intercontinental Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, World Tag Team Champion, European Champion, King of the Ring winner 97, Royal Rumble winner 2002. So there's Triple H. Like I said, not a ton to talk about or chat about. I will talk a little. This set has seemed to be kind of rare in the grand scheme of things. I don't know if it's particularly wanted, but there's a lot of people that are trying to complete collections, or maybe they want every Triple H. Some of these are pretty hard to get. They weren't made in massive quantities. We saw that with as the line went on, less and less were produced, and more were produced at a more of a clip. That we got product about every month instead of every quarter or every 2 months or whatever. You know, the first few series, they were produced in pretty heavy numbers. But then it dwindled down. In 28, I saw one case. That was all I ever saw. There wasn't a lot of people that wanted these. I think Jakks probably also understood there wasn't a ton of demand for these, so they, you know, kind of bailed on them. We didn't have a ton of product. And I think people going back right now, they're trying to complete their Classic Superstars collection. This set is a bit of a challenge, and it's tough as a collector because I've been there many a times in my life. You guys know me. There's nothing worse than, hey, I got to finish this set off, but it's guys I don't really like. They're not the best figures, but they're the most expensive, and they're not in the coolest gear and stuff like that. That's usually a tough pill to swallow, but that's where us completionists, we pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, and we get after it, and we figure it out, and we do what needs to be done. So there's Triple H. Let's see who we got up next. All right, next up, it's time for our LJN representative of the set, which was very weird because last series we did not get an LJN figure, which was very strange, but then it returned in Series 28, and it returned with one we've seen in the past with Rey Mysterio. We've gotten this exact same figure in the past. I can't remember off the top of my head, but maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 series ago, one of the first LJN versions was Rey Mysterio, but we got him in all orange, and he had a little bit less tattoo work than this one. So they did add tattoo work on this one, so that was a little something extra they gave us, so applaud Jakks, I guess, on that. But I don't know if we needed another Rey Mysterio. He was the only one that got 2 LJN-inspired figures. And I think that goes back to what we talked about at the beginning, where they weren't going to reinvent the wheel on a new mold, a new figure, anything new. They were just going to find one to repaint, and this is probably the one they had the most of, or the one they thought they could do the easiest, so they went with Rey. And it probably is the easiest one, because he wears different colors and stuff, where some of the other guys, maybe not as much, but would have loved to have seen a new character. I guess I'm just thinking of this now. I wish I could have brainstormed some ideas, but there's a lot of characters they could have probably brought in here, and I got one for you right now because I think there's been a prototype shown, and it was Batista. I believe there was a Batista prototype shown for one of these back in the day, so that just clicked in my head. Would have loved to have that in here. I think if that Batista would have been in here instead of Rey, that would have been one of the most sought-after LJNs and one of the rarest LJN WWE Classic Superstars figures, just because of the limited amount of this set that went out there. But there wasn't a Batista earmarked for this set, and that would have fit perfect in here, or maybe he was earmarked for the last one. It just didn't work out. Not sure the story, but I have seen images of that prototype floating around the internet the last few years. So here's the Rey Mysterio. Let's take a look. There he is. Got his tattoos on his chest. He had the Mexican tattoo before, but now they added the chest tattoos. Silver, same pose, same everything else. Rey Mysterio, you got that beautiful blue color. The last hurrah of the LJN. You guys know my opinion. I'm not the biggest fan. I wish this was a separate Classic Superstars subset. I really wish it would have been. You could have got another people in the line that we didn't get. But there's the back. Let's read about old Rey. Height 5'6", 175 pound. Finishing move, the 619 in the West Coast Pop. Titles, World Heavyweight Champion, Intercontinental Champion, WWE Tag Team Champion, Cruiserweight Champion, WCW Cruiserweight Champion, and Royal Rumble winner 2006. So that's it. That's Rey Mysterio. Let's see who we got up next. Next up, we got another character that's no stranger to the Jakks Class Superstars lineup, and we're talking about old HBK Shawn Michaels. Very bare bones, like it's been the story with a lot of these. No entrance gear, no accessories, no nothing. No fun accessories story with this line. The invisible accessory line, we'll call this one. But we did get Shawn, probably Shawn's worst Jakks Class Superstars figure. I always thought the beard looked like somebody it looked like he grabbed into the scoop of a peanut butter. He got the old Jif out and put it in there and painted on his beard with peanut butter is what this looks like some little kid would do or something. But there he is right there. Got the hearts on the tights. No wrist tape. But yeah, the peanut butter beard. Running strong. Just not that good a figure. Probably, honestly, my least favorite figure in this set. There he is on the side. The peanut butter beard. Little Shawn Michaels. And, of course, the back. There it is. Let's see what it says. 225 pounds, 6'1". Finishing move, sweet chin music. We all knew that. Titles, WWE Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, Intercontinental Champion, World Tag Team Champion, European Champion, Royal Rumble winner 95 and 96. So there you have it. Not a whole lot to discuss with this one. Really nothing to discuss. You know, no wrist tape, no accessories, no nothing. It's just Shawn Michaels with a peanut butter beard. Let's see who we got next. All right, we continue Series 28 with another heavy hitter. We're seeing a pattern here. Some of the WWE's biggest superstars were in this line and characters that we had many different versions of, so they could mix and match bodies. They could mix and match head sculpts to make the cheapest figures possible. And of course, without this line, you always have to have the Undertaker. You had to finish 28 with an Undertaker figure, and they did. It was just the biker Undertaker. I guess a lot of us would assume they would have went with an old school Undertaker or something different, but biker Undertaker is what we got. We had a better biker Undertaker figure, and we'll get to that down the road in the Jakks Class Superstars 3-pack, the 3 Faces of Undertaker pack. I wish this one would have came with a chain, just anything, but he does have a headband molded onto him. We've seen that head sculpt before. He's got the MMA Ken Shamrock gloves, black shirt, and blue jeans. Very, very bare bones. The Undertaker, like the rest of the series, going out bare bones, minimalist. That's just the way it's going to be. There's no changing it. So there it is. Pretty plain Undertaker. If you think of the Undertaker, this probably isn't your first thought of the Undertaker. Not as toyetic as others, but I do like the bandana and the head on this one. I always have. So it's not a terrible waist. It's just, there's just no frills to this one. It is what it is. There he is on the side. Of course, the other side. And, of course, the back. And let's see what it says about the old Taker. 299 pounds, 6'10", finishing move, the choke slam, tombstone, or the last ride. Pick your poison. Titles, WWE Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, World Tag Team Champion, WCW Tag Champion, Hardcore Champion, and at this time, undefeated at WrestleMania, 17-0. We all know what happened with that, but that was a big deal, as we all know. But that's it. That's the Undertaker. This is final Jakks Class Superstars appearance. We got one left, and we're going to call this set done. We're going to call it in the books. So we got one left. Let's get to him now. All right, guys, the final piece, the final figure in Series 28 and the single-carded Classic Superstars line, and it's one of my all-time favorites as well, and that is Bret Hitman Hart. Very interesting they put Bret in this one. Basically, street gear Bret. This is Bret right before the arena. He's got to run down to CVS and get some Advil and maybe a Gatorade or something like that. He's in his street clothes. That's what this is. We know Bret wore the jorts, the jean shorts a lot. He was known for them. Unfortunately, Jakks, they tried to replicate the look, not quite to the same degree as they used the John Cena jorts, which basically look like capris. So I always thought they kind of looked a little goofy on figures, Bret included. Got a black Bret shirt, and then you got just a traditional Bret head scan. So another cheaply done figure. I know a lot of Bret collectors. There's a lot of Bret completists out there that collect everything Bret Hart. I know this one has been a challenge for a lot of people to get over the years. It's just the way this Series 28 went. Not produced in a lot of volume. A lot of heavy hitter characters that people want. And, you know, there's a lot of Undertaker completists. There's a lot of Bret Hart completists. Shawn Michaels completists out there. Rey Mysterio even. There's people that want every figure they made. So that's made these even harder to get over the years. Is this the best Bret? Not by a long shot, but it is something different and definitely something unique. That's about the best I can say about it. So there it is. There's Bret right there. Not tons to see, but just definitely unique. I just don't like the capri. I wish they cut off above the knee. That would be a lot better look for Bret. But like I said, they weren't spending extra money on new boot molds and and jean molds and shirt molds and heads and stuff like that at this point. Bret on the side, and of course the back. Let's see what it says about old Bret. Height 6'1", 234 pounds. Finishing move, the sharpshooter. WWE Champion, WCW Champion, Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, World Tag Team Champion, WCW Tag Champ with Bill Goldberg, Royal Rumble co-winner 94, King of the Ring 91, 93, and of course, the WWE Hall of Fame. So that is Bret Hart, and that concludes, I'm shedding tears as some of you guys probably are as well, that concludes Classic Superstars Series 28. Next week, we're going to do the Best of Classic Superstars set, and then we'll see what the fans vote. See what you guys want. Do we start with the 2-packs? That's kind of where my mind's going, but do we do 2-packs, 3-packs, deluxe? Do we do some limited editions, some boxed exclusives? We'll figure it out from there, but it was a fun ride in this single series. This is the heart and soul of the Jakks Classic line, if you ask me. I think a lot of you guys would agree. I would love your comments on this set. You guys let me know. Did you ever see this one out of retail? Did you pick these up? Are you trying to track them down now? Also, what is your favorite Classic Superstars series set of all time? I'd really have to think on that. I think once this whole series is all done, I'm going to do some bonus videos, maybe a month of bonus videos. My most disappointing Classic Superstars, maybe a video on who I would have liked to have seen in the line, and then I'll probably do like my top 10 favorite Classic Superstars, some kind of fun videos like that down the line. That'll extend the series maybe an extra month, but I think it'll be worth it for everybody. But a lot of good. We saw a lot of good throughout the Classic line. We saw a lot of bad. It's sad how things went out, but it's totally understandable. Like I said, if we take a big step back and we put our business hat on, this is kind of the way this would go with Mattel just getting ready to take over. Because if I remember right, when Mattel launched, it was like January 1, 2010. It was literally, product will be out in the stores that day. This came out very end of 2009, so there you have it. Very, very interesting. The handoff, the baton being passed. We all love the Mattel figures. They did take Jakks to the next level, but I always say, without Jakks, there never would have been Mattel. Mattel changed things so quick, or did I say Mattel? Jakks changed things so quick. They grew the brand. They grew the great head scans, body, the deep lines. They did a lot that really set Mattel up to take it to the next level, and that's exactly what happened. Is Mattel a much, much bigger company than Jakks? So just interesting business, interesting figures, just an amazing line. Probably my favorite line of all time. We always talk about the package uniformity, just an amazing thing. Just a lot of good times with this line, and I don't know if I would have collected wrestling figures and be a collector I am now without this line coming to life at the time it did. Talked about it before. I was all out of the R3s and the R3s and the Titantrons, and couldn't remember for a second, the Titantrons. I said, I'm done with collecting. I don't like these figures at all. Then the Ruthless Aggression style came with the Classic Superstars and stuff like that. It got me back in the game, and here I am now, and I'm forever indebted to Jeremy Patower and his team over there at Jakks back in the day. As I really did enjoy this line. I really loved collecting this line. I'm glad I was in the thick of it, hitting the stores, buying them from ringside, getting the exclusives, tracking down all that stuff. It was just a really fun time in collecting that I don't know if it'll ever quite be like it was then. Internet was still kind of new on this kind of stuff, and there wasn't as many lines and many stuff going on. So it was just a different time and a really, really great time to be a wrestling figure collector. And hopefully you guys caught some of that through these videos, my love for this line. Some of my favorites, some fun accessory stories, you name it. But like I keep saying, it sounds like I'm saying this is the last video ever on Jakks Classic Superstars. It's far from it. I don't even think we're halfway done when you count all these sublines, the deluxes, the 2-packs, 3-packs. So we got a lot of videos still to come, guys. And I hope you guys follow along and you guys enjoy the next round of videos and sets and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you comment on here. Make sure you give it a like. You're already here. Why not like the video? And then, of course, subscribe. Hit the old notification bell. You don't want to miss one of these Jakks Classic Superstars video. Coming at you every single Tuesday until we can't. So there you have it. So for Kyle, Classic Superstars Series 28 and the whole Classic Superstars regular series run, I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I will see you guys all real soon.